Welcome to this video where we're going to look at setting up the Mendix AI Showcase application from scratch. Pretty much, we are going to use an LLM that is a third-party LLM, so from Azure, and we're going to connect it to the Mendix application. And by the end of it, we should have the ability to demonstrate some of the features in the Showcase app. So let's get into it. I have Mendix Studio open, version 11.6.4, and I'm going to click Create New App. And so the starting point we'll use is the Gen AI Showcase application. So I'll select that one, and it's going to come with a bunch of built-in stuff to help us on our journey, and we'll use this as our starting point. And I'll just call this Gen AI Showcase. In this case, I don't need to enable online services because I'm not going to version control this in the cloud. Default language, I probably should choose Australian, English Australian, because that's where I am. All the way up the top, and the location for the app is fine, so I'll click Create, and we'll wait for it to download and do its thing. I might fast forward some of these bits. Also, in this video, if something goes wrong, we're just going to plow through it. I'll fast forward any boring bits and give you a summary of what I fixed. But yeah, the whole idea of this video is to just go basically end-to-end through the process of setting up this Gen AI Showcase app. Okay, so we've got the application loaded. I'll just close this little performance thing. I'll resize my workspace so I can see what's going on. All right, so first thing we'll do is check for any errors that we have. There seems to be one error, which is that the encryption module wants an encryption key. So I can go in and do that. I can go set the encryption key as a constant. And we can see here it's not specified. I think it needs a 32-character encryption key. So I'll just go and generate one of those elsewhere and bring it back into here. I usually do this by going to something like encryption key generator, 32 character. And I've used before, and this key looks like it's 32 characters, so I'll copy that and bring it back into here and click OK. So now I have a value in there that should resolve that error. Bingo. Okay, so far so good. We've resolved the errors. I'm going to deploy the app locally, so run it locally, and we'll just see what we've got at this stage. While this is deploying, I'll mention that I do have access to like Azure Foundry. So the LLM I'm going to connect to this Mendix app is one of the LLM's models made available through Azure Foundry. That's a whole process that I won't go into in this video, but if you can get access to that, you will need that in order to sort of follow along with this specific demo. And just to show you while we're waiting, but this is kind of what Microsoft Foundry looks like, and specifically I'm in here looking at a model that I've deployed, and this model is GPT 4.0. And when I go into that model, I can see the details that I'll need to configure it inside the Mendix app. So I'll go back to Mendix. We're still deploying, and we'll just wait for this. Okay, so our app is deployed, so let's go and view it. And I think it'll be MX admin 1 as the password, sign in. Okay, so they've built in a bit of a walkthrough. You can take a look at that in your own time. We won't go through it right now. All right. So you can see here now the Gen AI showcase application interface. It's very cool and a great thing to be able to demonstrate AI capabilities, learn about them, and also learn from them. I've found this app to be useful in building other implementations, AI implementations, and copying some of the patterns that are available in here. So anyway, here we are on the configuration page. And because I have access to an Azure OpenAI model, this is the one that we'll go into to configure. And so it wants me to add a model. And the display name will be, I'll just steal stuff from over here. So GPT 4.0. It is an Azure OpenAI model, and it wants the endpoint. So that's this target URI here. I'll copy the whole thing. It may not like it. It wants it to finish as displayed here with deployments / So I'll do that, deployments / and I'll just cut the rest out. Now, I'm not going to use the Microsoft Entra token. I'm going to use an API key. And over here, I've got that key as well. So I'll copy that, paste that in here, and I'll click Save. Fingers crossed. Okay, so now it wants me to add a new model. And so let's just go through this. New model, it wants the display name. This is also going to be the GPT 4.0. That's the display name. It's also going to be the model name. The output modality, I'll leave it as text for now. I want it to support system prompt, support conversation with history, and support function calling. Input modality will also be text for now, but you can have other things as well. I've been able to play around with images, but I'm just keeping it quite simple. And the Azure API version is actually what we will see in back in Azure. I can actually see there's this one. This might be what we need. So I'll copy that. And I'm just checking below because it's also, that lines up with this API version here. So that's the API version we'll use. And I'll click Save. All right, so we've configured it, and that should work. So I'll hit Close. Back on this main configuration page, I should be able to test it. So I'll click Test, and we'll test the deploy model, which is GPT 4.0, and it brings up the API version. Click Test, and that's a success. So far, so good. We have integrated the Microsoft Foundry model that we deployed and have been able to connect it with our Mendix app, and it seems to be working fine. That's great. So let's go and see if we can get something else happening here. in this, there's like in the showcase app, there's a lot of stuff you can do. I'm going to build an agent and see if I can get the agent talking to this model and leveraging it for cognitive or compute. So over on the left, I'll go to the Agentic AI logo and select Agent Builder. And so far we have no agents. So I'm going to create a new agent. I'm going to give it a title, a simple chat. And I don't need a description right now, but the usage type, it's going to be a chat bot interface within Mendix. So I'll click Save. Now I get the configuration options for this. The agent version is just draft, and you don't get a version until you save each new version. The model we will use is the model that we've configured. We don't have a context entity, and this is something we'll look at in another video. And the system prompt, this is basically telling your chatbot how to behave. So we can just say, you are a friendly and helpful chatbot. Once again, tools and knowledge is not something we'll get into in this video, but they're very powerful ways to add intelligence and capabilities to your AI agents. And we don't need a test case right now. So with what I've configured so far, I should be able to test the agent. And when I type something here, I should get a message in response, and that will be sufficient for me to know that the agent is working. So I can just say like, hi, how are you today? Question mark, enter. And look, it's saying, hello, I'm just a bot, I don't have feelings. Thank you for asking. How can I assist you today? So this is evidence to me that we've successfully configured the Mendix application that we downloaded to talk to an LLM that we have in Microsoft Foundry, and we've configured it correctly in order to be able to get a response. And this is the real starting point for any of these types of applications. So what I'm going to do is go up here to my agent version. I will save it, and this is for initial chat bot, just getting started. Check agent version. Well, there's none in use, so it's a new version, and I will click save. So we've created our first chatbot using Mendix, and look, I really hope you found this video to be helpful and enjoy playing around with Mendix and its AI capabilities. See you next time.